Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's time to talk Maroon Devil football right here on the Maroon Devils Network as we get a chance to talk some pound them and knock them down and grind it out football with head coach Sherman Holt. Coach, I know last week we talked about week number 1 and what a ball game. There was intensity from the opening kickoff as Smoky Mountain came to town, and you could just see from the crowd that was here and the players as they were getting ready for the game and when they kicked it off, everybody was fired up and ready, and it was a great football game.
Yeah, it was good to see the Swain County faithful in the stands. You know, we always take pride and tell our kids all the time, you know, make our county proud, make them want to come back and watch a football game again. And you know, even though we came up a little bit short Friday, you know, our effort was good, and we played really tough physical football for 4 quarters. And you know, anytime you are in a game like that and you can come away with some positives, it's always good because Smoky Mountain's a good football team, and you know, we took them to the limit and got some things we got to clean up, but that's why we come to practice on Monday. You know.
No doubt. Now, Coach, before the game, as you can maybe able to see in the background, we've got that football state champion sign upon the hill, and I think the crowd loved it. We looked over here and we saw the entire coaching staff, the entire team go up there and touch that sign. Kind of reminded me of what Clemson does when they come out there and touch that big rock as they run down the hill. So that I think was a great new tradition here for Swain County football.
Yeah, when I come here in March, I had mentioned to them, you know, if you want to put a number up there, you know, you got to remember it and remember it often. And so for our kids at our home games, about 25 minutes before we go out, we come in from our pregame warm up. We're going to go up there and we're going to touch that sign, and you know, we're always going to be on the path to number 9, you know, and that's what we tell our kids. And a lot of rich tradition here at Swain County that we're proud of, and you know, just to be a part of the process and trying to get to that next one is real important, and we want our kids to know how important it is. And that's just a reminder for them before they suit it up, you know. The 8 teams that come before them that were able to do that, you know, it's kind of a little bit of motivation for our kids.
Oh, no doubt. Coach, let's go back and talk about the game some. As we mentioned, I really thought our defense played outstanding football because coming in, one of the keys, I think, to Smoky Mountain's success has been their offensive line, one of the best around. They had 3 all-conference linemen returning from last year's football team that finished second in that conference to Pisgah. But our defense really did more than hold their own. We had a good ball game going there, and looks like things were really clicking on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, well, you know, our defense for 2 weeks now has played really good. You know, anytime you can rally to the football, tackle well, and not take the hit but deliver the hit, and that's what we try to instill in our kids. And you know, I think our kids defensively Friday night played well. You know, we were able to do some things that kind of hindered Smoky Mountain a little bit, and the way they want to run that counter and their power game and stuff. And so, you know, our kids were well prepared, and they accepted the challenge that I give them on Monday of if we can make them one-dimensional, we got a chance to win this football game, and they certainly did that.
They really did. Outstanding work, I think, by the linebackers. Those corners came up and had some good run support at times. The defensive front, using that 3-man front this week. Was that just a little bit of a change from last week? I know last week we did some 4-man front, but this week mostly a 3-man front against those Mustangs.
Yeah, just trying to hold a couple cards in your pocket on week 1. You know, anytime you can kind of hold something back for an opponent that you feel like you might need to use that for, you know, it always helps you a little bit in the game planning department. But we had practiced our 3-man front all week and practiced our 4-man front all week. We felt like doing multiple would help us. And when Smoky Mountain kind of went to throwing the football more, we decided to jump in that 3-man, give us another linebacker on the field, and free us up to blitz a little bit more. And so that's kind of why we did that. And just to cause a little confusion up front for them offensively was another reason.
Yeah.
So
And a job well done, Coach. I know you hate to go back and review this. I know you've probably had a chance to look at the film a little bit, but we pretty much had it in our pocket, so to speak, for most of the game. That last 4 minutes got away from us. We saw DeMar Williams, number 5, run that kickoff back, and then all of a sudden it was a football game. Then they stopped us, and we had to kick it back to them. And kind of take us through that last series as they were trying to get it to Williams again, number 5. Then he got hurt, but they just wouldn't quit. They just kept plugging away too, didn't they, with that passing game?
Yeah, hats off to Smoky Mountain, Coach Brindley. They had a good answer for what we did, and even though we made it down to the wire, it was a 4th and 10 play, and really kind of got a little bit wider at one spot than we needed to be, and it kind of left a hole open. And so it's just, sometimes you just got to play perfect, and we wasn't able to kind of finish it off. And again, though, you're proud of our kids' effort, proud of the way they hit and swarmed to the football. We're going to hang our hat on being tough, being a physical football team, and I don't think anybody could say that we wasn't tough or physical Friday night. So things that we messed up on, we can always correct. It's hard to get tougher from week 2 to week 3. You got to be tough week 1, and we've kind of showed that. But just having a little situational awareness for our kids, and you go back, and I've watched that last about 4 minutes, 20 seconds of that game. I don't know how many times from Friday night. But you just think about, okay, what are some coaching points for this week that we need to drive home with our kids, get them to understand, if we get 2 first downs, ball game's over.
Right.
And, we ran out of bounds a couple times. We're fighting for extra yards, and you can't fault kids for that. And it's just, things that we can fix, which is good. It'd be bad if we couldn't fix those things, but we can definitely fix those things in practice this week.
Yeah. Coach, we've talked about the defense, but our offense really had a good ball game. We ran the ball really well. Reese and Gabe and Josh and those guys, I think, really did a good job with those linemen, getting the job done up front. But I think we really, really ran the football well against Smoky Mountain.
I think if we look back at the stats, I think we rushed for 5.4, and so again, 5 yards a clip, that's pretty good. Some things, taking care of the football, that's always going to be a team's Achilles heel, no matter what offense you run. So again, things that we can correct. We can always get those things right in practice. But offensively, I think we played a whole lot better this week than we did week 1. Against a really stingy Smoky Mountain defense. I mean, they're real big in the middle, and they're big up front, and they got a good middle linebacker that really has a nose for the football, and then those outside guys are very athletic. So just seeing our kids being able to move the football and, capitalize on some things in the offensive game was nice to see.
Yeah. Coach, one of the beauties of sports, I think, is whether you win or lose on Friday night, you've got Saturday and Sunday to kind of think about it. But then Monday, boy, you got to get right back to work. And coming up this week, it doesn't get any easier. The Franklin Panthers, we go to the old Panther Pit over there in Macon County, and a team that they've really hung their hat on running the football. They've thrown it very little in 2 games. They had a very convincing win, I thought, in week 1 over a very good Murphy team. Week 2, they squeezed out a tough one against Cherokee. But we've got to work on that Franklin running game because they're going to run it, aren't they? They like their offensive line play.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see. When I played, Franklin's doing the same thing they're doing now when I played in high school. They're a power counter, toss sweep, eye backfield, offset eye team. And so it's kind of, what they're going to do. It's just, can we stop it? And, they're good up front. They're well coached, tough kids, similar to our kids as far as, what their team's made up of and what our team's made up of. So, again, like you said, don't get any easier. We got to buckle down and get ready for another tough physical football game.
No doubt. Well, those Brooks brothers, they grew up with it. Of course, their dad was an old football coach, and the late Lionel Brooks, those guys, played college ball like you did. So they've lived it their entire life. And I think Franklin's a lot like Swain County in that regard. boy, they really like to come out and support their team. So they're going to have a good crowd this Friday as well.
Yeah, and that'll be a point of emphasis for us this week in practice. I've always said that's probably one of the toughest places to play, and it's definitely one of the toughest places to get a win. And it's just a good environment. It's going to be exciting for our kids because one thing that our kids, I think, handled real well Friday was it was real loud here at Memorial Stadium.
Yes.
Had a lot of people here, hanging on the fence, and just when you get experience in those hostile and loud, just big-time games, it helps you down the road. And so, we'll be ready to kind of combat the crowd and the hostility, and just how passionate their fan base is about football. We know it's going to be packed, and they're going to wear a lot of red, and we know we're going to have a lot of maroon there too, though, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Coach, talk about the crowd we had last Friday. That's something that we could see early. The Maroon Devil faithful, they were really in there. There was hardly an empty seat. There weren't many empty seats on the Smoky Mountain side either. So that had to make you feel good, had to make the team feel good that so many people came out and supported this team last Friday here at home.
Yeah, community support here in Swain County is above anything you can kindly imagine. It's a small town, small county. There's not a whole lot of people in consideration in comparison to other counties around us, but I think everybody in the county wants to come watch a football game, so that's real good. And it makes our kids want to play harder, and it excites them, motivates them, because their families are here, their friends, relatives, their classmates, and so it just inspires them to kind of play a little harder, I believe, and that's what we want to do. We want to play hard for our county and for our fans and make them proud of what we're doing.
Hey, well, I can say this for a lot of fans. Everybody's real proud of you and this football team. Going to be on the road this Friday, of course. So, hey, good luck Friday, and hey, we'll talk some more next week. It's always fun talking football, and good luck Friday against those Panthers because, hey, that's a long-standing rivalry. It goes all the way back to the 1970s, believe it or not, when we were part of a two-way conference with Franklin, Silva Webster, and Murphy, and our Maroon Devils used to be in that old two-way conference, and we had to play each other twice a year, home and away. So I'm sure a lot of people remember that, and those old rivalries just never die. Kind of like Tuscola-Pisgah, they don't go away, do they?
No, and it's what makes football special. Anytime you got two communities that care and are passionate about football, and they went to school there, and they our guys went to their families went to school here, and they know each other, and it makes for a good Friday night football game, and it makes it real special for our kids and our community.
No doubt. Fans, join us again next week and be ready. We'll have kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock this Friday night, and it's going to be a good one, no question about it, and you'll hear it all right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hey there, I'm Lily Wyatt. Thank you guys so much for watching the Maroon Devil Network. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share our videos. We are hoping to pass a goal of 5,000 subscribers on the Maroon Devil Network. Go Devils!
Fans, welcome back on the Maroon Devils Network. It was always great talking with head coach Sherman Holt. Now we get to talk with one of the guys who plays both sides of the ball, and I will say plays it very well. And that's a guy, he doesn't have it on today, but he wears number 3 on Friday night, and that's Josh Collins. Josh, it's good to have you on this week. I know last week Smoky Mountain coming to town, and we talked to Coach Holt about this. We saw all you guys walking up the hill up there to those state championship signs. So tell us about that and how that made the players feel to go up there and do that before the game.
It makes us feel good. Swain County is known for winning state championships, and number 9 is what's in our mind. And so we look up there and we see we want to put one up there on that hill. And all the great teams that played, and we went up there, and it's a lot of pride. Because you got to represent Swain County pretty well.
No doubt about it. I know the fans were watching because we could see it, of course, from the press box out the side over there, and I think the fans really got into it. Talk about, Josh, before the game. Kind of what was the mood, if you will, warming up out here on the field, getting ready for Smoky Mountain, one of our big rivals, and maybe in the locker room. What was the mood like for the team before the game?
A business trip. Yep. That's how it was. It was quiet. wasn't much said. You know, we knew, everybody knows what their job is, and you know, you got to go out there and do it. And if you don't, you know, it'll end up like last Friday.
Yeah, no doubt. Talk about your job a little bit when you were on the football. I know we've got some new faces on the offensive line. We've got a couple of new faces in the backfield as well. Obviously, to be able to do your job, those big guys up front have to do their job. Talk about how they blocked for you last Friday.
You know, I couldn't have really asked any better. Nolan Fisher, Braylon Aldridge, when I scored first 7 points, you know, that trap block was there, and they moved them guys. You got Tyson, Ben on the right side, big guys, strong. You know, they'll get them out of the way, and you know they all did a good job. You know, they got their guys out of the way and made a hole.
And that makes your job a whole lot easier, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, let's look at the defensive side of the ball. Defense changed up a little bit. You know, that first week against North Buncombe, we were using, I guess, more of a four-man front. Sometimes we'd drop 81 or 82 on that defensive end. This week, switching it up a little bit, using that three-man front. Now, talk about your job as a linebacker. Before the ball is snapped, what are you looking for, and what are some things that you have to do to get your job done?
Communicate is a big one, and then Coach White really helps us. You know, with them running a lot of trap and counter last week, we'd watch the guards pulling, and then you know, you got to take that first run step, and then if you see that quarterback drop back that ball, you drop back into coverage.
All right, good plan. After the game, I know it was a tough loss. Anytime you lose to Smoky Mountain, of course, we whipped them last year, but they got a little revenge with that 1-point win Friday. What was the mood and the atmosphere like on the field and in the locker room after the game and that tough loss?
Mad, you know, upset. Yeah. But, you know, like I told them guys, you know, we just got to have a good week of practice, you know, and bounce back and forget about it.
That's it. Good point, Josh, because, hey, that was last week. Got a new opponent coming up this week with the Franklin Panthers, and we want to wish you and all the Maroon Devils good luck as we head over to Franklin this Friday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, number 3, Josh Collins, leading the Maroon Devils this Friday at the Panther Pit. We've got more coming up right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hey, I'm Audrey Lincoln. You're watching the Maroon Devil Network. We're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers, so please like, subscribe, and share our videos, and click the notification bell so you always know when we're posting. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devil Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back at the Swain Fieldhouse. We're getting ready for Franklin coming up this Friday. If you can't make it to the game, be sure and tune in right here on the Maroon Devils Network. We're going to be having the coaches show at 6:45. Then we'll tip off with the pregame at 7 o'clock, and kickoff is coming up at 7:30 this Friday night from the Panther Pit in Franklin. The Panthers are coming in 2-0 with a couple of big wins over Murphy and Cherokee. Our Maroon Devils trying to bounce back after that really tough 1-point loss to the Mustangs. We can get it done, but we need your help this Friday night.
You are watching the Maroon Devils Network. I am Isaiah speaking, and our goal here on the Maroon Devils Network is to reach 5,000 subscribers. So please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you are watching the Maroon Devils Network.